Hey, remember when I said I was gonna start filming more in my last video? Yeah, even I think I knew that was a lie. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Honestly, I should be welcoming myself back to my channel also because none of us have been here in 3 months. That's okay though, it's fine. So we are just gonna get started. If you can't tell from the title, I am going to do a rediscovering my old faves video, and I'm actually really excited because I've been looking at my makeup collection now for a little bit, and there's just a lot of stuff that I don't use anymore, and I am curious like why I don't use it anymore, if that makes sense. Like I can't remember if it was bad or what. I just found something new that I like that replaced it. But so yeah, that's what this video is going to be about today, and I'm really excited. We're going to get started. I'm going to start with some primer, because primer is one thing that I kind of like. I've always kind of used the same one. I've always used either Wet n Wild Dewy or the MAC Strobe Cream. Those are two favorites of mine. But what I haven't used in a really long time is this guy. It's this Smashbox Radiance Primer. And I think the only reason I kind of stopped using this one is because it just doesn't give a ton of shine like I like normally. So let me put a little bit of this on. Yeah, so it gives like a nice like natural radiance. I like the I look like I'm sweating kind of radiance. Yeah, we're gonna do this angle. I like this one a little bit better. Okay, but yeah, back to this primer. I like this primer. It's definitely pretty. I think it's gonna be one I'm gonna put in my kit though, because it's, where did it go? Oh, it's definitely on the more natural side. More of that neutral, or like a very natural glow, which isn't bad at all. But mama likes a lot of glow. But pretty. Okay, next I am going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Now, this is a foundation that I, like, in the last, like, 2 days started reusing, or, like, the last, like, 3 or 4 days. And that's kind of why I wanted to film this video, why I wanted to go back to my old faves, because I put this on my skin, and I was like, what the fuck? Why haven't I used this foundation anymore? I'm confused. It's so good. I love it, and it's literally $6. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Golden Beige. As you can see, my chest is a little bit tanner than my face. So we're gonna do a little bit. And if I remember right, I used to do it kind of like this. I used it with a brush, and when I had used it with a sponge at one point, and I didn't like it, and way around. But I've been using a brush with it now, and I like it. Oh, I remember why I loved this foundation though. Yep, I love it. It doesn't smell good, like at all. Kind of smells like, I don't even know what that smell. Love this foundation. Yep, this was one I'm really happy like I rediscovered. You can just like see, it just looks, oh my god, why? It just looks so good. It's not super full coverage, because like you can still see like some areas, but I don't care about that. It wears really well, it looks really nice. I remember why I loved this one so much, and I'm actually like really happy that I rediscovered it, because it is seriously, it was one of my favorite foundations, and I don't really know why I ever stopped using it. Okay, concealer. You know what I haven't used in a really long time? Tarte Shape Tape, man. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Because I found this one. So I use like the Born This Way foundation, or, well, I use the foundation too. I use the Born This Way concealer now more than anything, and I think that's kind of why I stopped using this one. I think such a little amount, because I remember this one goes a long way. So I'm just gonna first blend it out with the end of this little IT Cosmetics brush. Kind of just place it everywhere I need, because like you don't need a lot of this concealer. Yeah, I'd say this still looks good. I do remember why I switched though, because the Too Faced one looks a little bit more natural. This one just looks a little bit dry, kind of a little bit crepey, I guess, under there. And like, I can work with that, it's fine. But the Too Faced one doesn't do that like at all. That one like looks just like skin. That's why I love it so much, but this one is still good. I'm gonna use some of the Wet n Wild contouring palette. I used to be obsessed with these. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Wet n Wild in this video because for a very, very, very long time I was obsessed with Wet n Wild. And I still really am, but I have just found other things that work better. So I've honestly always used Hoola bronzer, always. And that's one I still use a lot. Hoola bronzer has always been like my favorite bronzer. It's the one I still use today a lot. I used to use this one a lot too, but I don't want to use this one today. I loved this palette and I think I still love it. It's super nice. It has these really nice contour shades in here. I really wouldn't say they're much, like this one's not really much of a contour. This one's a little bit contoury. That one I guess it could be a little bit, but this one's a little bit more warm on me. And then we have the bronzer palette from e.l.f. also. So I am going to go in with the light contour on here, and then I'm going to go in with the bronzer palette. And for contour, I'm going to use the JH05 brush. It's just like this little guy. And then I'm going to use this one for bronzer. So I am going to take a little bit of that light contour and just usually I like to look very, very bronzy, and so that's why I don't really contour and all that. I do like that still. It doesn't give me like what I'm looking for though, and I think that's why I don't use it anymore, just because like that light one is a little grayer than I go for. That medium one though might have given me what I wanted, but I didn't want to use that one because I didn't want to add a bronzer on top of a bronzer. But with this guy, I'm actually gonna use this brush instead, the JH04. I'm just gonna like get all the way in there with all of them. Just dust this all over my face. I like to look bronzy, like I said, and run that on my nose. I run it on like the center of my face too a little bit. Not as much, but just a little. I still like this product too. I don't think I'm gonna not like any of these, honestly. I think that did a really good job of like what I was wanting. So like these two together are pretty. I don't know how much I'll use this one. I honestly might put this like in my kit though, because it is a really nice contour shade. So for blush, there's not a ton of blushes. Ooh. I used to be obsessed with this palette right here. This palette, literally everything. I'm gonna take it on this Luxie brush. I think this is a duo fiber brush. So we are just gonna take a little bit of these, just like that. And I feel like I remember these being like super pigmented. So I'm gonna like, I feel like I go for that more like natural blush kind of look now too. Like this is pretty, but this is like pink on my face, even mixing in with the other one. I probably just put a little bit too much of Rosé Spritz. But like these kind of colors, this Amarada, whatever, those are kind of like my type of colors now, if even maybe a little bit more nude, honestly. Just because I have such rosy cheeks as it is, I don't like to add color back on. I don't like to add color on my face more, considering my face is so rosy as it is. So yeah, but it's super pretty still. I like it. It gave me a nice like natural highlighted look too. I'm gonna move on to eyes. Let's use a little Modern Ren. I use this one. I used to use this one all the time. I'm gonna do pretty, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know I'm gonna go with burnt orange. Let's take a little bit of Cypress Umber here. I'm literally gonna do that for my eyes. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Top Yacht by Tarte. They're one of their chrome paints. we're gonna take it, this little guy, and I'm gonna put this. Then I am gonna take a tiny bit of Cypress Ember. I think I got a little bit of that in my eye. Yep, okay. So that's all I'm gonna do for the eyes. I mean, this palette is still amazing. I love it. I feel like I just have so many palettes and I haven't bought a new one for a really long time. Yeah. Okay. I don't do my brows anymore. I am sorry. So, well, I do my brows. I get them tinted. So I am going to use a little bit of a clear brow gel. Highlighter. I have a lot of highlighters. I've used a lot of highlighters, but one that I used to use all the damn fucking time was the Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I remember I would spray my face with Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. I'm not gonna do that today because I don't use that spray anymore. I don't really care for it. I found after some long investigations, just kidding, but it never really helped my makeup or anything like that, so I don't use that one anymore. The one that I used to use all the time was the Wet n Wild setting spray, so that's the one I'm going to use for setting spray. But for this step here, I'm going to use one that I know works really, really well, that I used to use all the time, and I still use it every so often. I guess just not as often, but it's still kind of like a rediscovering my old faves. But the MAC Strobe Cream, nope, Max Fix Plus, I'm going to spray that, and then we are going to mix a little bit of Moonstone and Summer from this palette. It's the two lighter shades. Damn, I forgot about this palette. See, this is what happens. I like forget about things. I think the reason I stopped using this one though is like on my face, whoa, it looks way highlighted in the viewfinder. On my face, I feel like this really looks like I have highlighter, which I do. But the other ones that I have loved, which is like the Desi and Katy Fuego highlighter and like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Omrazy highlighter, this guy, is they look a bit more natural on the skin. Where this one looks like I put a shit ton of highlighter on, which granted I did. But I could put a shit ton of highlighter on with these two and it doesn't give me this look, if that makes sense. I also put way too much on my nose. If that makes sense though. This is still super pretty, but I remember kind of why I stopped using it. I feel like if I just went with like a little less of a heavy hand, which is my fault because that's about the hand I go in with the ones I wear now. So I would just assume they do the same thing, but still beautiful. Next time I try it, I might do a little bit less, but I like it. So for lips, I feel like lips is something I switch around a lot, and I used to use the Mannequin by Jeffree Star all the time, and nothing really happened, like nothing, I didn't really stop using this one for any certain reason. I just kind of stopped using it, so I am gonna go in with this guy. See if I have any left, honestly. Oh, this lip brings back. I used to wear this lip all the time. I feel like I have. I guess I'm not into like as many, like I'm not into nude lips as, or not, funny. I'm not into matte lips as much as I was. And I think that's kind of why I've kind of strayed away from like this one. I use a lot of more glossy lips or like the demi mattes. I just like those a lot more, but this one is still pretty. She's cute. Let's just spray a little bit of this guy too. I remember, story time, I was baptized like 2.5 years ago, and I was still into makeup, like I loved makeup 2.5 years ago, and I remember I sprayed this setting spray on, and I got baptized that night. Wasn't planning on getting baptized, because if I was planning on it, I wouldn't have worn makeup at all. My makeup, after getting dunked in the water, still looked so bomb, and I know it was because of this guy. Wet n Wild, hardcore, 100%. I love it. Don't like the smell of it. Tastes bad too. Wasn't trying to taste it, but it happens. You know it. You know you've eaten setting spray before. Don't lie. Alrighty, I think that is everything overall. I'm insanely happy with how my face looks. I'm insanely glowy, which is what I like. I have like this coverage of this foundation is so nice. Like my under eyes look really good, the eyes look really good. I know the eyes aren't anything like crazy spectacular, but whatever. Pretty sure this is similar to the video I filmed 3 months ago. Don't care. I'm not even gonna promise that I'm gonna start uploading more. I want to. I've always wanted to. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I have noticed recently I started a new job a month ago, and I've noticed I have more time to myself now, which is good. I have more time to do things, have more time to relax. So I think it'll be good because then maybe I can start filming again, because I really, really love this. It's honestly one of my favorite things to do in the entire world, along with a lot of things. Yeah, if you want an update video from me for any reason, just let me know. You can comment down below or send me an Instagram DM. My Instagram is right here on the screen. It's been on the screen this whole time. Yeah, that is everything, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a new subscriber of mine, thank you. I love you. You're the best. Don't ever leave me, please. But if you're not new and you're someone who has been supporting me for a really long time, thank you. I love you too. You are so incredible. And yes, if you haven't followed my Instagram yet, follow my Instagram here. I'll have my Snapchat, my Twitter down below. I don't use those as often, but I do use them. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope maybe this inspired you to kind of like reshop your collection, maybe find some new/old things that you haven't used in a while. And yeah, love you so much. Bye. Mwah. My mirror just fell. Hold on, I need music.